Well, hello and welcome to the Uncalled For. We have a great show for you tonight. I am really excited about this one because we finally have charges against Andrew Tate. So this is going to be a great show talking about that, talking about the case, any new updates or anything that's happening right now, and I think it's going to be an interesting one. So how's everybody this evening?
I'm happy, like you. Well, I wouldn't say happy, but pleased in a way. Yeah,
Yes.
and in a good mood. Yeah. How about you guys? How about you guys?
Yay! Sunday night, and we're coming to you live from downtown internet. Hello, everybody.
Downtown internet. Is that downtown low town or what? Like I'm scared now. Like
Yeah.
it sounds ominous.
I'm
Exactly.
happy. I'm happy for all of the guys that Andrew Tate is locked up with because they finally have themselves a fresh new sex toy.
Oh God. Oh gosh. Unfortunately, they let him out of prison. He's home with his brother and probably even the other two women that were charged since they were actually their girlfriends that we found out in the documentary, didn't we, Amy?
Yes.
His Romanian partner is one of his girlfriends, and she is also indicted. So I'm thinking the other one might have been Tristan's, but they don't release the names of the two of them in all of the articles.
No, it's just Andrew and his brother Tristan, who
Yeah.
are both giant tits, but
The
both
other two,
together.
yeah. Uh, but since he released it in the documentary himself, he actually
Yeah,
said it. That we can say it that she's been charged because he said it right there on film for everybody
absolutely.
while she was in the room and she didn't contest it. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Horrible
But
people.
yes, they are. They're not very nice people at all. And in some of the interviews, he's even admitted as or some of the things that are out there, he's even admitted as such as to doing these things and instructing others how to do these things. So
Oh,
this
sorry
should be
to
interesting.
interrupt you, Amy, but
Hmm.
it seemed there was a lot of people in the chat who didn't know who he was. Maybe you should just do a little quick, brief
Mm.
rundown.
How to describe this person in such a way where it's not
And keep
well.
your YouTube channel. Yep.
Yes. Okay. Well, Andrew Tate is and was an influencer who is, I guess you could say, red pill. He's
Very much. Yeah.
yeah, he does the whole like men's lifestyle thing that you
Mhm.
see, you know, dating advice, how to, make yourself better. Some of his messages, very few of them, but some are, like, well, make yourself a better person, work on yourself before you do anything else is fine. I have no issues with messages like that.
Mhm.
Anyone is fine saying that. It's just that what he does afterwards is
Mhm.
he goes into the red pill thing, which is to denigrate women and say how terrible they are
Yeah.
and just espouse these
Mhm.
ideologies which like to make women less than, and this is
Exactly.
how you treat women, this is what
Oh,
you do. And he had what was called the Hustlers University, and he was basically showing you could pay money to join that. And
mhm.
yeah, you had to, and so you could learn how to be like he is. And in one of the
Yeah.
videos was him showing how to have a webcam business and
Yeah.
how to
Oh,
lure
gosh.
women into it.
Wasn't
So
he a boxer or something to start
He
with?
he was he
yes, he
was a
was.
fighter. Yeah, he was a fighter. In part of the problem with this is he's not only like putting out there, he does like in Andrew's own words, he describes himself. He's a self-proclaimed misogynist who is better
Yep.
than everybody else. He considers himself the alpha dog. He calls himself the G. He's the G, like whatever that means in man's terminology. I don't know, but it's like the
It.
best. Okay. But he not only does denigrates women, one of the problems that I had with it, he also denigrates anybody that challenges him, and everybody's less than. If you are not making the money he's making, if you can't like throw money into the wind and live in this lifestyle, you should be aspiring to it or you're a loser. That's it. Like you pay money to go to these lectures where he says you're here because you're a loser and you're not me, and you're never going to be me. So like, and if you're not making the money or doing what I say, then you might as well just off yourself. And he's really causing a lot of mental health issues with
Yes.
younger men who are actually, it's tough for them out there. We're definitely gonna agree. It's very tough for them. It's very hard to get ahead in business and in socially and in your romantic life. And there's lots of challenges like that. And they're looking for answers. And unfortunately, a lot of them think he is the answer. He is actually targeting 13 and above, quite young, you know. Um,
Nasty.
Nasty, and it's quite
Yes.
influential. It is affecting people everywhere, and the end result
Exactly.
is there aren't many people turning into Andrew Tate. They're not reaching these goals that he sets out that they should be, and they're just ending up with more failure on their plate, and it's really getting to be quite a problem. He's just giving them better targets, easier targets, like the women in their life and society in general, and the man,
To
you
know who
know.
to avoid.
And the new thing is the Matrix is against him. Okay,
Yes.
like it's like he even uses cult-like language that speaks to them on a level of conspiracy without them even knowing about it. Like it's
The
a whole scam. It's an
the,
MLM. Total,
the
total, total.
Absolutely it
Matrix.
is.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah. That's what.
Matrix.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why
What's
he
That's
got
Keanu
where
Reeves
charged.
got to do with it?
No,
Yeah.
that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying Romania is doing for him. They're part of the Matrix conspiracy against him. They're holding him back. They're taking his free speech. They don't want people to be better. Not to mean that his charges are for sexual assault, human trafficking. Okay, and there even another huger investigation that's still going on in regards to money laundering,
Mm.
okay, and everything, and not paying taxes in Romania and all of that, and going against the government. Like that's another whole big thing there going on with him. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
the Matrix. It's because we don't like him. We don't
Uh,
like
re-
him speaking the truth. So
remind me, Claire, and all those things you just listed. Which ones are making us better?
yeah,
Is it?
yeah. You know what, DK? This is
Zero.
being only a woman in Andrew Tate's world, I have no damn idea. Like, I was hoping you guys could explain
We
it to
don't
me because
know.
I don't speak that
Yes.
language. Like, I don't see how tying people up, coercing them, committing fraud against them, taking their passports, and just like hoodwinking them into this situation. I don't see how that makes them better, him better, or anybody in his circle better. Like, I don't get it. Like, I just don't get it.
Oh, a better criminal.
But possibly, maybe that's it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it does seem if you watch what's going on, you might learn to be a better criminal by not doing how he did it. Like you're right there in
Absolutely.
Romania, okay, which is first of all, the laws there are so different than here as far as how they do their investigations and how they're able to lock you up. He got under investigation and was held in prison in December without being charged for all of this while they investigated his butt because they had enough evidence that there was something really wrong going on. When the women came forward and they finally had some, what we would call here in America, an affidavit. I don't know what they're going to call it in Romania. It's part of the investigation. They actually could hold him, take his passport, not let him leave the country. They actually seized assets based on
Prior.
the investigation. They took his cars. They then when he finally was let out of prison after months, which was just a couple months ago, he's under house arrest where he
Yeah.
can only stay in his house, he and Tristan, and probably the other two women too, until the indictment. Now the indictment handed, and he thought that was going to be a free pass, that he was going to be able to walk outside again. But no, because
Uh-uh.
what with this indictment, a judge gets to look at the case and he has 60 days to do it, to decide whether they're actually going to go to court, if they're going to put the
Yes.
money into taking him to court. So there's another 60 days. So like when they went in for the arraignment, so to speak, he thought he was going to get out, but the judge was that judge was there like, no, you were under house arrest and we're not going to move anything. They're still looking at it. Like, you're staying there. Like, go back home. Another 30 days. And every 30 days they re-up it
Yep.
until they decide. I think the only thing that would happen with the charges is he would be a flight risk. That's why they have him under house arrest, because of his money. Even though they kind of took all of his assets, they do believe that because of his criminal the suspicion, the alleged criminal activity. Let me say it
Yes.
properly, because he has not been convicted of anything. Um, because of that, they basically think he's hiding money, and he's got influence in planes and the ability to leave the
And
country, and they
someone's
wouldn't be able
fucking
to
it.
do it. Right. So even on his own, he could have hid anything and be able to get away and not be charged for what's going on. As he's a citizen of Romania in England, he's an English citizen also. He's got dual citizenship.
Mhm.
So I think, if he came to America, we'd send his butt back in a second to whoever wanted to charge him. I would hope.
I would
But
hope so that we have
mm,
extradition treaties.
yep, yep,
It's not
yes.
coming around my house.
Mm-hmm. No, I would definitely not put him up. Yeah, yep, crazy
Oh, hell
cat.
no.
Yep. Human trafficking, lots of things. The indictment is pretty clear, but there's more coming down the pike. There's a whole nother investigation going on, on top of
Yep.
that. And notably, these are rumors from all the way back in 2016. All coming out of Romania all the way back to 2016. He's been a citizen there since what, like 2004 or something. I don't know,
I
much
can't
longer than that.
remember. Yeah.
But the rumors have been coming out for years, and he was he was saying they weren't true, and there was nothing going to come of it. He said he beat the system because it was all malarkey, whatever. He's been doing that tagline, and I think part of his bravado might be why they really buckled down with this new organization they have in Romania, going against this kind of money laundering and human trafficking, and they've been making solid cases for 2 years now. Every case they put forward, they win. So I think he
Exactly.
just pissed the wrong people off talking all that smack, which is the one thing he's known for. He's a lot of talk. He's a good smack talker. He
Well, in all of his
Yeah.
lessons on how to become a better criminal, he forgot to do the lesson on how not to get caught.
Yeah, true.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And you should remind everybody about how he got caught, because that's a hysterical story.
Well, it's also rumored too, because it kind of just played out on Twitter. He got
That
embarrassed,
was funny.
completely humiliated on social media the day that they finally were able to serve him. Because if you're referring to the Pizzagate, is that what you're referring to, Doug? Like, when he actually,
Pizzagate.
yeah, he actually was taking a swipe at uh what's her name? Oh gosh, the ecologist, the one, the
The
young girl,
ecologist.
Greta,
Greta Thunberg.
Greta
Greta
Thunberg,
Thunberg,
right?
yep.
Yeah. Who, she's out there speaking for the environment and stuff, but she's got big, she has big opinion on things. So she's a younger woman, and he was out there smashing her on something, you know, and while he did it, he had the pizza delivery boxes in front of him for Romania. Like, they just had to find out where he was, because they were having trouble serving him his papers. So
Yeah, it had the name of his local pizza
pizza
restaurant
place
on
on
a
it, right?
box.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
so not only was Greta partially responsible for actually having him actually hauled in and placed under arrest and then put in prison, but the pizza place too, but the boxes there, so it became a running meme. But actually, they were well on their way, because of the four of them. They already knew where they were. They already had planned this overnight that they were going to raid the compound, because he's got this home that's like a warehouse that's been turned into a home that has all these things. And we saw more of it in some of the interviews that have been done. Matt Shea did an interview also, right, Amy? And he
Yes.
actually was in the compound, and you can see it's like a glorified, built up warehouse situation. Got all these
Yes.
secret places we can't show you, like where they have the webcams and have the women tied to radiators or something. I don't know, but
Right.
allegedly. But yeah, it was quite strange, watching all of
It
that
was
on the
very strange.
inside. For all that money, it was like a glorified warehouse, dude. I get it. You can put a gold toilet in a place, but it's still a warehouse. Come on. Really. Not really pretty. Not really pretty for all that money. They did show up to court, though. They're getting a lot of pushback locally in
Mhm.
Romania. They showed up to court with 6 bodyguards.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Can somebody explain to me why an alpha male needs 6 bodyguards?
Yeah, a
So-called?
fighter.
Yeah.
He's yeah, exactly. And
Exactly.
that's a very good question, and I was wondering that
Really?
myself. He's so alpha, and he's the one who would drink two, he has to have 2 cups of coffee because he might have to fight Mike Tyson someday. It's just
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
he
on
needs
Twitter.
On
exactly,
Twitter.
exactly. And he
Yeah.
needs 6 bodyguards. 6.
6. Yeah. And it's
Six.
not like he went alone. He went with his brother. I mean, he had some backup. He still needed 6 bodyguards. Come on. Like, this
And his
ridiculous.
brot's a fighter too, isn't he?
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
he's alpha.
Well, I don't know. They live together. I've never. Yeah. His brother's quite aggressive from what I saw in the interviews. I mean, he was the one going, "Why are you talking to these people? Throw them out on their butt." Like,
He was.
He was
Okay,
really,
so which one's the top and which one's the bottom?
Mhm.
Probably the one with the hair is probably the one.
Something to hold on to.
My
Donkey
God.
laugh for that one.
Oh.
Yeah, because there's one because of course Andrew shaves his head, and then the other one, Tristan, has a head of hair, so it's it's funny.
I would
But,
say
yeah.
you always see Andrew working out. You never see, like, they never really flash the stuff with Tristan working out and anything like that. But when you look at the two of them together, it does look like Tristan's a little more built and stuff. So I don't know who would be the alpha, the one that has to work at it, or the one that don't. I don't know.
I thought it was supposed to come
Yeah.
naturally.
According to what Andrew puts out there for everyone to buy into, so to speak,
Ugh.
to be a better man, you got to work at it all the time. You have to constantly put everybody else below you, and no one's going to care about you but you. So take it all.
Exactly.
Go for the top, because only the top matters. Only being the best matters. Only number one matters. And it's quite an aggressive message. Yeah.
It is. It's very aggressive, and some of
Yeah.
the things he said about women are very bad, and even some of the things he said about SA and the R word. I don't know if that will get our stream taken down or anything if we say that out
Yeah.
loud. But
Mhm.
yeah, he's like, women are partially responsible for that, and
Dear God.
Which he
yeah,
claims
he's a
he
piece
was
of crap.
he claims he was misquoted. He was not. He said
It
then he
wasn't.
admitted in the interview, "Well, I wasn't misquoted, but that's not exactly what I was trying to convey." And so then he tried to repackage it out there to say that we all need to be responsible for the ills of the world. But that wasn't how they were talking during that interview. Like,
And it was
Yeah.
and he was very direct when he said it, and that's
Mhm.
out of context, in context, it doesn't matter. It was just horrible what he said, and it's just women need to be responsible. And apparently, people are responsible for others' behavior, and it's
Yeah.
I have an issue with that.
Yeah.
The
I really do. Yeah.
The only thing women in this world need is for everybody to shut up and let them be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do
And to not do
kind
the
of
things that
agree with that you do better working with men and women together than you do
course you
like
do.
trying to oppose it, because that's just the natural dynamic that it should be.
Exactly.
There are plus and negatives to both, but they seem to work really well together when it's that way. Okay. And so
Exactly.
I just say you just get farther, like, just with a little respect and communication. If men
Isn't that
want to
funny how it
know
works?
how to improve their social lives, that's probably the key right there.
Yeah.
You can get a woman like Andrew Tate's women. Yes, you can, if that's what you want. But if you've got to tie them up and abuse them to do what you want, like, well, that kind of says a lot about you. It's not really a win for you, actually.
It's not.
That's all I gotta say. Because you're not really. I don't know about you guys, but that doesn't equate to alpha to me at all.
You can't. You
No.
can't tie them up anyway. How are they going to do the ironing?
Exactly. So that's why he's got so
Or the
many.
washing up.
Because he's got to let them out one by one to do like little things like the housework and this, that, and the other thing. I guess I don't know. It is kind of crazy. I don't understand this whole alpha thing if you have to do that. But for
I
someone
know. It's just
that has a platform of only telling the truth, and that the world is trying to silence him because he's the one only telling the truth out here. He's doing a lot of backpedaling, Amy.
Yeah.
he
You know?
sure is. He
Mm.
sure is.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot.
because what they're accusing him of is using this lover boy technique. This lover
Yeah.
boy technique to actually do human trafficking. And do you want to tell them what the lover boy technique is, Aimee?
Well, it's used to entice these women out there, and what he does is he tells them that they're the only one, and if you come out here and help me out, I'll, we'll get married. Well, I love you, and you're the only one for me. And then he gets them out there, and it's like, nope, I've got several other girls out here too, and now you're stuck here because I have your passport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not a good thing. It's not. It's really
Mm-hmm.
bad, and it's pretty deceptive, and it's
Mm-hmm.
and that's how he gets them out there, and then especially young impressionable women, it's going to have an
Really?
impact on them, and
I
it
mean,
really will. And it's anybody at that age is young and impressionable. I'm not just saying that about
yeah.
just women are.
Well,
I have to clarify, but yes, everybody can be impressionable at a young age, and we all were at some point. But and so when he does this is what draws them out there. They go all the way to Romania, and then he takes their passport and says, "Well, now that you're
yeah.
here,
Right. It's like
yeah,
fraud. It,
it
it's
is fraud."
generally it is generally fraud, and they've got them like on that because I was listening to a lawyer who said there's like three parts to human trafficking. There's force, there's fraud. No, I can't even remember the third part, but the force and the fraud, they definitely have him on here because he actually was bringing them over under false pretenses of an actual real relationship, okay, that he did not really intend to keep. And the
Exactly.
reason his own words, if they actually can pull the video, are what is going to do him in, because he had the
Yes.
program to sell to these two people, to two gentlemen, that wanted to learn how to do this, called it the theory that it was, told them to hook up with a girl, a woman, pick the right one, make sure she falls in love with you, offer her everything. She fall in love with you, then she's going to do whatever to keep you, you know,
Exactly.
to keep you. She will then bend her own. This is what got me. She will
Yeah.
actually bend her own moral views and ethics to keep you.
Yep.
And I'm like, what a manipulative SOB is that? Here he is,
Yeah.
like, you actually think you're so great, dude, that I'm actually going to become a hooker for you. Like, really? Like, I, mm, but, it wouldn't be that way if he didn't actually get them into the relationship first. Like
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying. So he's manipulating, and then he's using force. He's taking their passports. These are all foreigners too. Like, there were
Mhm.
some Romanian women that they used, because actually two of them are being charged as actually helping him running. They were the first
Yes.
two, okay, because that's how he preaches it out there, teaches it out there. Get someone that's going to be loyal to you. Make sure that they know the program, because they're the ones that are going to sell it for the next girl and the next girl, because they don't want to hear it from
Yes.
you. They want to hear it from a woman who's doing it for you. And
How
then
how
they'll be
many
more
Exactly.
likely to go for it. And I'm like, what? Like, wow, he really put a lot of thought into this. And then he
He really
videographed
did.
it and he sold it as a package. And now he's going to go to jail for it, because now he's out there trying to say none of that's true. I didn't do any of that. And yet he tells everyone he willingly made his fortune off webcam before he became an influencer.
how,
Exactly.
how many
Yeah.
women are we talking about who are involved in all this? Do we know?
They have 7 women that have given
Yep.
affidavits. The same, I think 4 or 5 of them currently have a civil lawsuit that they filed against him for
Yes. I
for
believe so.
um for the abuse, for the sexual abuse. I'm not going to use the R word, but that's what it was.
Yep.
The without consent abuse that was going on, things that were going on
Yes.
against their will, being held, being kidnapped. They being held against your will is kidnapping, whether or not you went there willingly or not. If you're not allowed to leave, they're keeping you there against your will. You're a
Exactly.
hostage. Okay, so there's a civil lawsuit going on with that. Civil lawsuits, basically, civil means I'm going to get some money, or I'm just making a point. Because it doesn't really do much as far as the laws. He's not going to go to jail for any of that on a
No.
civil lawsuit. But
but
you
it's
know,
out there, and
but it's out there that it's credible enough that in other countries they're allowing the civil suits. Romania is keeping them there, um, to answer to these charges, and the fact that they
yes,
actually came forward after months and threw an indictment at them, they're pretty well. They don't indict until they're ready to like actually win. There's this new group, and it's the DOCTII or something. I don't even know how to say it or what the initials sound for. But it
right.
is in Romania,
It's
it was a new
anti-corruption
crime
thing.
and anti-corruption for the money laundering and for human trafficking that had been going on. And they've been doing they've got an amazing track record from what I was reading. Like they haven't lost the case yet once it went to indictment. So I would be scared if I was him. Like I would say,
I would be too if I were them, and
might be
they
why he looks a little more scruffy lately
a
because
little more piquant.
he's under house arrest and he still looks like Grizzly Adams right now. Like, what's going on with that?
He
Like,
does.
dude,
I just
really?
need to clear one thing up really quick. I want to thank her so very much. Mary Beth Bellon is welcome to Shill Apprentice. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much. Yay.
Woohoo! Thanks for
Woohoo.
joining. Awesome.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
oh,
Welcome to the
Thank you.
family.
Yeah, I know Mary Beth. Hey, girl, that's cool to see her here. Yeah.
Yeah. Woohoo. So that's awesome.
Welcome to the cult.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
The Shills cult. We
Oh,
make
she's-
you watch
yeah.
videos.
Yeah, no, she's already a murder minion too. Yeah, she's
Cool.
like she'll be into it. Yeah, she's a murder minion over on my channel too. It's cool.
That's
Awesome.
awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. We appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. All right.
Oh boy, here we go.
Exactly. Yes,
You
here we go.
didn't Yeah, you didn't hear that, Romania. Don't look at him like that. He didn't mean it. He didn't mean it. Like,
Yeah, he
mean it.
didn't mean it. Exactly. So yeah.
Mm.
Yes, I love a good cult. The cult or ace. That's what Alan Watkins says. Thank you. And hello, XOXO. Nice to meet you. Yeah, so it's been an interesting thing what's been going on with his case and everything that's been going on there. So yeah, it's very interesting what's been going on there, especially with his indictment. It was good to see. I know that I was rather relieved. So, but apparently they do have the evidence that they need, and he's still under house arrest. So
How do you think it's going to play out from here, Amy?
they did say it's going to be slow. Of course, they have the judge has 60 days to review the case and make sure it's up to par and ready to go to trial. So he does have 60 days to review it. And then it goes from there, I guess. But I guess this trial could be slow. They said it could take years.
Yeah, they're saying
So
years. It could. It's not uncommon for that particular group of investigation and prosecutors to take up to 14 months to finish prosecution on someone. So that's like a year plus at least
Yeah.
after indictment. So,
But
yeah.
it seems so cut and dry, really, to be honest with you.
If they're using his own words, I mean, the video that I watched, which was by a lawyer named Rivers, he was talking about all of his own statements that were doing him in, his own teachings and the stuff that they have that was publicly available everywhere. Even if they actually delete it now, you can get it from the way back. The people did document it, so they could still pull it.
They do.
Then they just have to go through some legal kind of thing about how they get it and documenting it and make sure it's not been edited or changed in any way, to be able to use his own words against him. The best thing would be that, for him to make a deal, because I don't even see him getting out of any of this without a deal if he doesn't want to spend like years and years and years and years and years there.
Well, what kind of deal would that be, do you think?
Well, because he's so well known and there's so much money involved, it would be one that would really, prop up the coffers over there in Romania for taxes and for this actual Department of Investigation itself. It would probably maybe involve him being deported or not able to run a business anymore in the country, things like that, and maybe some probation or jail time. But if it does go to probation, maybe all of this house arrest, if it was here in America, most of that time could be counted towards it, depending on how good
Minus
his defense
time
attorneys
served.
are. Yeah. His defense attorneys has been were good in getting them out of prison,
Yes.
and under house arrest. But I don't know about an actual defense because I can't see how that's going to be. He's out on Twitter just claiming that he's being framed. He's using his Twitter account and talking about the Matrix and conspiracy, still
Ugh.
trying to drum up business.
Has,
But
has Joe Rogan signed him up yet?
Yeah,
no,
that's coming up. Yeah, that's coming,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, that should be soon. That should be soon. That'll be like one of his interviews, like from his house, from his little compound. I can imagine.
Yeah.
You probably just put that out in the universe, and I bet you we see it next week, though.
Andrew Tate, so misunderstood with Joe
Yeah.
Rogan.
Exactly.
Another fuckwit.
Oh, I know. He
Mhm.
falls for that sort of stuff
Mhm.
too, and all the
Yeah.
anti-vax stuff. Don't get me started, please.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Totally.
MJ. Yeah, hey MJ is giving me like the full name of the YouTuber that's been following and giving good legal good legal insight into all of the Tate cases that are going on. And
Awesome.
it's CLR Bruce Rivers. That's the
Cool.
YouTuber.
Awesome.
If you guys want to check it out, he
Thank
gives
you.
good casual solid advice. It really looks at what the things Andrew Tate actually said and documented himself, that here in America, like, you're looking at it and you go, damn, that's a slam dunk, but we have to remember it's a foreign country and their rule of law. But it does look like they're going to be pretty slick. I mean, just the fact that they took all of his all of his car collection and everything already. And
Everything.
he hasn't
Before
even
they
gone to trial yet, and he took everything.
But
Like,
what,
wow.
what, what did
Before
they
they
do with
charged
it?
him.
What did they do with it, though? Did they just like grind it up in, or
No,
just like
this-
crush it in a car
It's in,
crusher?
it's in pounding, and right now they could probably make a lot of money doing tours just showing it off, like
Wow.
because there were some nice cars there. They really were.
It's just
He
sitting out in a
actually had a
yard
Bugatti.
rusting.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right
Well,
now, it's an impound, I'm sure.
And that's what made him so enticing. Like, I'm going to say a couple of things that are probably, I'm going to get some heat for.
Well,
People are gonna be like,
before you
"Whoa."
move on, I'm just imagining in my mind the Romanian police all just like taking turns in the Bugatti, just like herring around Romania in it.
It would be like Ferris Bueller's Day
Oh,
Off.
God.
The guys
Exactly.
in the Ferrari, right?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Good for them.
Because that's the enticement there. The reason that people listen to Andrew Tate at all is because he is like dangling out that carrot there. He's got a lot of wealth.
Yes.
Okay. He's
Mhm.
not exactly, until he opens his mouth, he's not a bad looking guy. I mean, it is until he opens his mouth.
Well, if he starts dangling his carrot, they'll get him on another charge.
Well, we don't know about the carrot. I've got doubts
Yeah.
about the carrot. I have doubts about the carrot because we do have like tying people up and keeping them there against their will. So if the carrot was that great, that wouldn't be going on. That's all I have to
Exactly.
say.
The carrot
Mushroom.
was that great. They'd still,
Yeah,
they'd
it's- yeah,
still like
like-
it. They'd
like,
be there
I-
voluntarily.
I have reasonable doubt, let's say, in the carrot situation. But he is like an enticing type character. He's like, he's got confidence. Everybody likes a confident person, right? I mean, we're all attracted to people that are confident, that they look like they've got more going on than us. He's got wealth. He's like throwing it all over the place. He's got beautiful women around him. So even on a woman's end, getting into a relationship, he's like looking at you going, "You're the one, baby." Like, even though he's a contrary character, like, people are gonna be like, "What?" Like, okay, maybe I'll look. Maybe I'll think about that.
Mhm.
Right.
So this is how it's happening. They're not stupid women. I mean, I don't want to
No.
put it out there that they were dumb to fall for it, because like, you got somebody with all that magnetism and the lifestyle. I mean, some of them could even be just looking at the lifestyle. I mean, nothing wrong with that. He just
But-
might be saying the right words.
So why didn't you fall for him?
Me?
Yeah.
He opened his mouth.
Why aren't you on a plane to Romania
Yeah.
now to be
Yeah,
married to him?
I only had to hear him say a few words, and I was like, no.
The same
You know,
here.
All he had to do was open his mouth, and I'd be like going the opposite direction. I go for brains and humor. I don't care about his
I
money
do
and his
too.
looks.
Oh shit! we're all
I
stuck.
might have fallen for the, oh, but you're the one that made me look at it differently. Like, I really don't think that about women. Not you, babe. Not you. Like, I might have, like, I could be naive a little bit.
Yeah,
that
don't
way.
call me babe though.
Yeah, no, he can call me babe. Just don't call me honey. God, ooh.
Oh, we got the trigger word. We found the trigger word. I'm going to write that one down. All
I
right,
wouldn't
honey.
do that if I were you. Don't. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I am from Jersey. It could
Okay,
get
sugar
Or-
tits.
it could get real ugly.
That's yes. Oh my god, that's too
So I
funny.
guess Pooh Bear won't be hitting on you anytime soon.
No,
Yeah.
no, man. Pooh Bear's too mushy for me anyway. He's like too soft. Like, he's too soft.
Yes,
Yeah. He's just too kind. He's just like, I don't know.
exactly. Yeah, it's his.
Yeah. And yeah, Tony, no tentacles. Yeah, he's referring to a show I did about tentacles. Okay. No, you don't need tentacles, Tony. No.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Exactly, CF. You know what I mean? Like, that's just like a little demeaning, the honey sweetie thing. I guess it's the generation I grew up in. It meant something different. As much as nice as y'all think it is now, when it was being used in the business world or when I was doing my career, it was definitely not meant in a nice way at all. So
It wasn't when I started out in it. As far as a business aspect is concerned, it wasn't. It was
wasn't,
quite
yeah.
demeaning. When we all first started out, it's not good.
Yep. We'd be selling multi-million-dollar contracts and they'd still be asking us to get the coffee. And I'd be like, yep, it's over there. It's over there.
Yeah, right there. Go get it.
Yeah.
Or just, oh, honey, you can't do that. You just don't know how. And it's like, oh yeah, okay. Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ooh, thank you so much, Crazy Cat. She just gifted 1 Shills memberships, and Tony Regime got a Shills membership. So welcome to the family too. Thank you so much, both of you, for your support. Thank you so much, Crazy Cat One. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Well,
Awesome.
Tony Regime's been chugging around with us for a long time now.
Yes.
It's great.
So
Very
this is
much.
brilliant. Thank you so much. Exactly.
I'm just wondering what else we can tell them about Tate that besides that it's been going on for so long, and he's been a player for a long time.
He has. He's been out in this quote unquote sphere, the manosphere, or whatever you want to call it, for quite some time now. A lot of these I'm loath to say gentlemen have been in this space for well, a gentleman wouldn't do this. They're at another level. These whatever you want to call them. They've been in this space for a long time, and they've had quite an influence. And there are videos going around of kids in school who are very easily influenced using some of the language that they espouse, and not good.
Well, that was what I was going to ask, Amy. Has he created any kind of like spin-off influencers who are following his kind of lead and maybe hopefully to take over?
Oh, that's quite interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Because
I'm sure
in the setup of the MLL itself, to keep his hands clean, the reason that he's still able to run it is part of buying into this is that they're doing all the retweeting, they're doing all the YouTube videos, the people buying into it in order to be like Tate. They're the ones making him the millions of dollars. What they do is they actually retweet the programs for him. This is how he can stay on the platforms, because like I have to give a little, like, it's almost psychotic genius here in the fact that he didn't have a YouTube channel to take down when YouTube decided they didn't like what he was talking about, when he was doing fat shaming and harassing and this and that in very negative, and it was falling into the terms of service of hate speech. He was actually being tagged for hate speech, but he wasn't on his own channel. He was doing on everybody else's channel that was promoting him. Those channels got taken down, but he is still out here as a voice because he's not the one doing it. Same thing on Twitter. His personal Twitter went away, but there was like 30,000-40,000 people tweeting his Hustlers University daily in the messages because that's part of the program. It's built in. They get
Oh,
40%. They get 40% of everybody who signs up. That's how people are told they will make the money to be like Andrew Tate. Like, you sell
So more
me
and more.
because you're not man enough. You got to sell me as the man to make the money until you get the money to be the man.
So it's a
Basically,
pyramid scheme.
it's a total pyramid
Yes,
scheme. And
absolutely.
yeah,
That's what it is.
and that's why he can't register here in the United States for it, because that would be quite obvious, right? And we went through
Exactly.
Bernie Madoff, so we know, and we'd be looking for that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
But it's just crazy that they're all doing it because it's so easy. All you need to be able to do is retweet. You need no money to start. All you got to do is buy into it, and boom, you're in. And you just start working for them. We've got small creators out here now who really believe in his message. One of them is Sneeko. I don't know, like I know I should
Yes.
know this name, but I know this name because I do shows that talk about these guys, But there's
Yes.
Sneeko, and he'd be right out there with, like, he'd be right out there
He's
on Nick Fuentes' channel, okay, promoting him
yes,
too.
he's another
And
one.
okay,
Yes.
and so there are quite a few
Fresh and
people that are
fit.
right, fresh and fit. There you go. So see, I'm not alone.
Yes.
Amy knows the names too. These are
Mhm.
larger YouTubers that are helping spread the same message and still promoting Hustlers University, which is
Yes.
still being promoted on a daily basis. And
Wow.
and Elon Musk, I know you don't like me to bring that up, but Elon, the first thing he did was give Andrew Tate back his
His Twitter
Twitter.
account.
And now he's out
Yeah.
there enticing everybody with Matrix talk about how everybody's just against him and they just don't want you to succeed. I'm the one telling you the truth. They're just trying to keep me down. The reason I'm getting, it was international pressure. That's the one that gets me. It's like
Yes.
all the presidents of all the countries decided to take Andrew Tate down. They had a big meeting and convinced Romania that he was a bad guy. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah,
So,
no,
so
nobody had to convince them of anything. They don't get convinced like that. And before we go on, I do need to grab this really quick. Yvonne Way, thank you so much. She gifted 1 Shills membership. Thank you so much. And Lynn Stefanison is the one who got the membership. Welcome to the family, and thank you so much for your support. Woohoo!
Thank you and welcome. Awesome. Cool.
Thank
Oh,
you.
so basically, going back to my original question, no one is trying to out Andrew Tate, or become the next one. They're all just like supporting the same thing.
That's
Well,
sad.
well, Tristan, his brother, while they were kind of going to be under house arrest and in prison, kind of told Sneeko he should carry on
Carry
in
on the
life.
Yes.
torch.
Carry on the
Yes,
torch. And that was like
he
a whole
did.
big thing.
That
It was
was.
rumor and all, because like it wasn't Andrew Tate that told him be the next Andrew Tate. It was his brother. Like Tristan's like, yeah, you go ahead.
Pass the
Yeah,
torch
yeah,
to him
yeah.
and keep
Tate's not good.
keep
Andrew
the
Tate's not good at it.
message going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he said to keep the message going and get the message out there, and yeah.
Mm.
So they're and that's what they want to do. It's they want to push this bad
Mm.
bad ideology onto these impressionable young people who watches YouTube a lot of the times and who follow these guys. Like I said, there have been videos of kids in high school saying the talking points that Andrew Tate pushes out, and Andrew Tate and the people who are around him, like the ones we mentioned before, like Sneeko and Fresh and Fit and everything like that. They're the ones pushing that message, and these kids are repeating it word for word. They're repeating it
And-
verbatim, and it's really bad.
And what they're
And
trying to do is bury his other words to where he admitted that if you follow his plan, you're a loser. Really. He actually admitted that on film. If
Jesus.
you actually do what I'm selling, if you're letting me, like, kind of like I'm extrapolating the words, but basically he laid it out that if you need me to tell you, you're never going to be me because I'm doing this, like I am this. You're never going to be this. You're just losers. Like this is just a way for you
yes,
to get by. You're
That's
never going
crazy.
to be all that. And like if
you're
you
never
could
going
just
to be top G.
it's like he's actually saying it that he doesn't even believe what he's saying. Okay, it's a way to make money and take advantage of people who aren't doing it, and oh gosh, it's just
Well, they should
it's
have got
heartbreaking.
it. They should have got it as a church status, and then that way they'd have been tax exempt and also been
Please don't give him any
protected.
more ideas.
Oh God, please
Yeah,
no more ideas.
What's with this look? They're not in prison. They're under house arrest. Like they have raises. What was with that? That was recent. That's how they showed up to court on the 13th.
Oh, they had all their manscapes confiscated.
Yeah, what, did they can't manscape themselves? Like what? What happened? I don't know.
That would have been a great segment, segue if we were sponsored, but
Andrew Tate is no longer sponsored by Manscaped.
Not with that look. That's not a good look. I mean, and they are not. I will admit they're not bad-looking gentlemen at all.
When
I
they're
hate using
cleaned
that word.
up.
Gentleman is just like a phrase. They are not gentlemen.
Grub
That's
muffin,
for sure.
please. Grub
Yes, please. Well, you
T-shirts available in the Shills store.
we got to do one more for these guys.
Loser! You're a loser! Are
Yeah,
you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby!
Oh yes, just tell
Look at the chat. Look at the chat
I
lighting up.
love it.
Yeah, just love the grub muffins.
Thank you.
If anyone, any two deserve grub muffins, it's those two. Definitely. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just quite interesting. That's really funny. I love the grub muffins, so thank you very much.
Hey, it's
They
not
do
easy
look like they
being
need to
green.
clean up. That's true. It's not easy being a grub muffin either. It's not
Yeah,
easy being
yeah.
grubby.
Oh, and Loretta said it's because he's Muslim, though. Yes, but he never wore the beard before, so I don't know if that's what he's going to. That is a thought I had. I don't know. I hadn't laid this out for Amy yet, but what if that's going to be part of the defense? That because of under Muslim law, the women do need to obey, and he is allowed to do all of this. I wonder if he's going to use
I wonder if
religion
he's going to try
as
that
a defense,
tag.
his religion as a defense in the way of law under his Muslim belief. That maybe
Right.
that's why they're growing. I'm glad you said that, Loretta, because now I'm thinking, well, maybe that's why they're growing the beard. Yes,
could see it.
make it look
Thank
more
you so much.
presentable as to their defense when they get in there as to why all of this happened, because they can't deny it happened. They have people that went through it that are going to get there in the court and tell people that it happened to them. So now, if you can't deny it happened, you got to say, like, you have to have a plausible reason as to why it's okay.
Could it be?
Oh no! Yeah, there's no plausible reason. See, God. Yeah.
I am sure there are plenty of Muslims going around going, "What the actual fuck?"
Right, like we don't
Yeah,
claim him. Yeah,
no.
they're like, nope, Andrew who? What? You got the wrong
There's no
date.
Muhammad in his house.
No. But yeah, that's an angle, because I can't even imagine how they'll defend themselves. I'm sure they'll figure out something. But
Well, that's
that's
it.
funny.
But yeah, I'm sure that's what he's going to be his defense, is that if he hasn't thought of it already. We probably put an idea. No, just kidding, because they don't watch us, but but yeah, you heard it here on the Shills first. He's going to use that as his defense. No, just kidding. But yeah, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure his lawyers have thought of every single way possible as to how they're going to be handling his defense. But yeah, and I'm sure that and this isn't in any way, shape, or form a way to bash religion. It's, and we're not bashing Islam or anything like that, because I do know quite a few Muslim families here, and they're wonderful people, and I love them to death, and they know that.
I'm sure even under Muslim law, you can't do the shit that they've done.
Exactly.
absolutely
Exactly.
not.
And
No.
that's not what we're saying. We don't say
Yeah.
like under Muslim law that they could. It's just that they're going to take a
They're
little bit
just
of
going to try
leeway
to,
of
yes.
the misunderstandings and the dealings in the man-woman dynamic that
And
exists in that culture.
exactly.
Period. Yeah.
Exactly. It all lies in their misinterpretation of what the
Mhm.
religion is. That's
Yeah.
all it
Mhm.
is.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yep. They're just going to twist it. They'll
Exactly.
twist it. Mhm.
Exactly. So, and that's what it is.
This is true, Tony. Tony Regime says if you tried to use Muslim or Islam as a defense, they do actually forbid lewdness and indecency. And unfortunately,
Yeah,
there
the
was
webcam
all of
stuff
that
is gonna
going on
cancel
at
that
the
out.
same time. Yes, that's
Yeah.
exactly what they were asking the women to do. So, yeah.
Well, that's it, Carrie Ann. That's you're right. Belief doesn't mean you were poop. Some people are just poop just because they are, and that's exactly what we're trying to say too. He's
Well,
just poop.
he seems to be a predator of all types because not only is he being a predator to those that he's selling the influence to, um, the young men in general, he's a predator to the women that he's involved to make the money to do it. So
Exactly.
I mean, he's just a predator as far as I'm concerned. He is actually somebody who looks for the weakness in someone and then takes advantage of it, and that's the definition of a predator. They go for the people that are softer. They go for your soft underbelly. They go for somebody that's lesser than them because he could not.
Exactly.
I would actually stand here and say he could not stand toe to toe to an equal ever.
Can we send in
hell
Arnold
no.
Schwarzenegger if he's a predator?
We should send the Terminator in or Aliens
Ah.
versus Predator. We should send the alien in after him. Like yes, we should.
I would love to go along, and then I want to say the line.
Yeah. And
Hasta la vista, baby.
on a funnier note, there with all that stuff about Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk having a cage mask, I'd really like to see Andrew Tate in there with one of them too.
Or what about Mr. T?
I pity the fool.
I love him too.
Yeah.
He was so. I've always loved that ever since I was little, watching the A
Same.
Team. It's like, oh my god, I pity the fool. Me
he-
too, actually.
He considers himself a very good fighter. I mean, when Matt Shea did the journalistic documentary thing on him, the video, he actually got inside the compound and inside when they were like 100 people paid to go there and were challenged like to fight professional fighters to prove a test that they were worthy
Being
taught,
initiated,
being
essentially.
initiated into like this whole big cult thing that Andrew Tate's got going on. And there are parts of it that are very cultish when they expose that he has a war room,
Absolutely.
a very highly influential, very well off, have a lot of money people, lots of influence, his war room of just the higher echelon of his level there. Not him, because he's still going to be the G. He's going to be up top. But like next level there, he's got a whole group of them there. And everybody's aspiring to be in that room. And these are the tests. They get you beat to a pulp by a professional MMA fighter.
Exactly.
Before you can get in, you gotta get your medal, and you're in or you're out. Are you up to the challenge? And like only a third of the people that showed up would do it, and the other 2/3 were sitting there and got lectured about how they're not worthy because they won't take risks or chances or get beat up for the cause. Like it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough. I mean,
Exactly.
the journalist Matt Shea himself got popped in the nose and bloodied.
Yeah, he did.
To get inside that room, he accepted the challenge, thinking, well, he'll just get out of it. But nope, he got to get in that room, and they beat him up. They
Exactly.
beat him up good. I felt bad. Like, I mean, that's dedication to, get popped in the face for your cause. Yeah.
Well, that's it too. That's so funny.
Well, the same thing when you have to use might, when you have to use strength against anyone like that, physical kind of strength against it to make a point, to prove that you are anything about anything or have something to say about it. It just doesn't sell. Not with me. I can't believe why it's selling. That kind of aggression is selling so well that actually means anything than what it is, just being a bully. Like,
That's it.
yeah, really, because like even the ones that accepted the challenge and were getting beat on were still like getting made fun of because they were on the mat getting beat up by a professional fighter. Okay, like a professional fighter they were
Yeah.
challenged with. It wasn't like two guys just going in the ring to see, like, we could duke it out. They had to go against a professional fighter. It was crazy.
Yep.
Mm.
They
And
did. These
ridiculed.
big
And
guys too.
mhm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just all crazy. Like it was
Not
all in,
really.
it was all in English. It was all in English, and I kind of knew what was going on, like, but at the same time I'm going, "What?" all the time. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, why? Like, what's this the big, like, why? Like, I didn't get it. Like, why they would
I don't need. Yeah.
they literally paid to be humiliated and beat up.
Yep. They did.
Paid. Yep.
Exactly. But yeah. But yeah, so should we read one of the articles already? Sure.
Which one you want? Like, which
Should
you
we-
want to start with?
Yeah, let's look and see. I think we had uncalled for links. There we go. Would you like to go with the BBC article?
Oh, there's a couple of them. Sure. Go ahead.
Or why we made BBC
Yeah.
Newsbeat's debate on the influencer.
Mhm.
Yeah, or let's go with the very first one and we'll just read through a little bit on the BBC News one about him being charged.
Mhm.
And then that way we can go through it and just kind of basically give the premise of what's going on. Yeah, thank you. Okay, and it says Andrew Tate is charged with rape and human trafficking. Controversial influencer Andrew Tate has been charged in Romania with rape, human trafficking, and forming an organized crime group to sexually exploit women. This will hopefully give more explanation than what we've been able to give so far. His brother Tristan and two associates also face charges. All have denied the allegations. The Tate brothers appeared in court for the first time on Wednesday. As he left court, Andrew Tate said, "I love this country and I look forward to being found innocent." The brothers were first arrested at their Bucharest home in December before being moved to house arrest in March. The indictment deposited with the Bucharest court says that the four defendants formed an organized criminal group in 2021 to commit human trafficking in Romania, but also in other countries, including the US and the UK. It names 7 alleged victims who it says were recruited by the Tate brothers through false promises of love and marriage. The alleged victims were later taken to buildings in Ilfov County in Romania, where they were intimidated, placed under constant surveillance and control, and forced into debt, according to a statement from Romanian prosecutors. The defendants allegedly then forced the women to take part in pornography, which was later shared on social media. One defendant is accused of sexually assaulting a woman twice in March of 2022. The statement adds, "The trial will not start immediately and is expected to take several years. A Romanian judge now has 60 days to inspect the case files before it can be sent to trial." The media team for the Tate brothers said, "While this news is undoubtedly predictable, we embrace the opportunity it presents to demonstrate their innocence and vindicate their reputation." It added that the indictment allows us to present a comprehensive body of evidence, diligently collected and prepared over time, which will undoubtedly substantiate the brothers' claims of innocence. There were also separate charges still under investigation, which could lead to a separate indictment, including money laundering and trafficking of minors. In 2016, Andrew Tate, a British-American former kickboxer, was removed from British TV show Big Brother over a video which appeared to show him attacking a woman. He went on to gain notoriety online, with Twitter banning him for saying women should bear some responsibility for being sexually assaulted. He has since been reinstated. Despite social media bans, he gained popularity, particularly among young men, by promoting what he presented as a hypermasculine, ultra-luxurious lifestyle. So that's pretty much a rundown of what's going to happen next. It's
The look on her face, Amy, huh? Like, did you see while she was talking to him? Like, that they captured
Yeah.
look
her
at that.
expression.
Whoa. Yeah. 'Cause, during this particular interview, he really lied a lot. He backtracked, and when I was saying he was backpedaling
Yeah.
about everything he put out there before, he backpedaled on his own programs that are out there in, like, video and been sold to like hundreds of thousands of people already. His statements on all the YouTube channels, you know, and everything, his own tweets, like he just outright lied. Like, I didn't say that. It's like,
Exactly.
yeah. Mm.
Yep. Scum sucker. Holy man.
Oh, big time. Yeah, he is. He's
So bad.
a terrible person, and this is his terribleness is what he's promoting, and this is really bad. Not good.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm the father of a 16-year-old. The last thing I
Yeah.
ever want is for him to find this crap.
Well, the same as with Matt. He's turning 18 this summer, and
Right.
and with his autism, he's at a younger age, than his chronological age.
Same here. Yep.
It scares me that he could find this stuff and be influenced by this and think that that's how women should be treated and how they should be talked to.
Mhm.
This is not good. It's
No.
really bad. Yeah. I'm not
Very,
impressed.
very bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not impressed.
Not at all. Not.
Now, do women have like an Andrew Tate kind of character on their side, saying how men should be treated and stuff like that? Is there a similar thing going on the opposite side of the sex?
I couldn't give you names, but there are
some.
extremists. There are definitely extreme feminists who just think that there isn't a good man or left on. There is no good man.
Oh yeah, there are.
That men are just there's nothing good about
No,
it.
I didn't ask you if you've been talking to my wife. I was just talking about it in general.
Yeah, no, but there are, and I don't like agree with them either at all. And there are also women who subscribe to a type of being treated like this. What Andrew Tate is putting out there, there is a whole group of them out there saying that
That
yes,
doesn't help.
their main purpose is to be home, taking care of the kids, taking care of the house, which is your option. Fine, you can do it. Like, I have nothing against that whatsoever. But to say that they are secondary to whatever their husband or mate needs, that it's always whatever they want, whatever they say, and they rule it, whether they can work or not, whether they do this, that, or the other thing. That's where I have the issue when they get
Yeah,
like,
that
that's it.
that
Well,
was the
that's it.
1950s, wasn't it?
yeah, or even before, like, yeah, but yeah, it just seems to be a step backwards, you know. But there's a whole culture of it there still. I mean, here in the States, there is, and they speak on it loudly. Yeah, you know. But Bench's Piro sister is one of them. Oh, she's got a YouTube channel and
Yes.
she's out there speaking on it. I'm trying to think of the other one's name who does the cooking show, Aimee, and you probably know what I'm talking about. She can't cook.
Yes.
She's always preaching to us how we got to wear fancy clothes and makeup while we're making the eggs, and she can't even make eggs. Like, I can't remember her name.
She's
but
bad. Yeah.
yeah,
she's bad.
she wears a lot of pink, Aimee. Do you know who I'm talking about? She got like long hair, kind of
Yes.
straight. And I can't think of her name, probably to protect myself in some way.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
But
Sounds like the kind of woman Captain Kirk would have hooked up with, you know?
no, she wasn't alien enough. Like, I'm telling you, she's
Green
not.
enough.
She's like she's totally not. She's totally not alien enough. But definitely with the frilly apron and everything. And I got nothing against that. Like, if you want to put on a fancy dress and your makeup to go cook the eggs, do it. But at least if you're going to do a YouTube about it, could you please at least know how to cook the eggs? Like,
exactly
like,
from Girl Defined.
Yes.
Another one.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Girl
Yeah,
Defined
that
is
one.
another one.
Yeah,
There, and that's fine if that's what you so choose to be
Mhm.
traditional. A lot of people are, and I have no issue with that whatsoever. That's not a problem.
And
It's
you said the
when
key word, choice, right?
exactly it's a choice to make. I prefer to be considered a partner with my partner, and not be, oh, he's just the last say, and this is whatever he says goes. No, that's not what it is. We both come to mutual decisions. It's not, that's just how it's supposed to work with most people. We're both humans, It's
Well,
that's
well, it's
how I
like-
look
it's-
at it.
Well, it's like when me and my wife got married, we didn't have the obey part in the marriage rights. Is that the bit they call it? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, none of that.
Yeah. No, I didn't either.
Except from her side. I've been obeying her ever since.
Mm, yeah. But it was your choice, right? It's not like it was part of the vows.
Right.
So, there you go.
No,
And I make sure I look pretty in the kitchen when I'm cooking eggs.
Oh,
exactly. Make
But
sure
can
you do your
make the
hair.
eggs? Are you doing the eggs? Like that's all I care
man,
about.
I
care.
can cook eggs like
There you go.
nobody's business.
Then you should have a YouTube channel doing that. Talking
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
I can
Not
cook.
her. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Yeah.
And I look great in heels too.
Oh, there you go.
Exactly.
See? Already top over that other YouTube channel. You should
Skeptical.
be out there doing that. You should be out there doing that.
Yeah. Well, that's it, and it's yeah, I wouldn't.
But
Not in my
I
vows.
agree. I agree with you, Amy. It's all about the choice. I got nothing wrong.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with wanting that in your relationship if that's what you agree to. And it's all about the choice, and it's about being part of the process, like a partnership.
Exactly.
There are going to be times this one takes the lead, that one takes the lead, this one has different goals. That when you're in the support, whether you're taking the lead or being the support person, it should still be choice and communication with the partner about it, not laying down the law like that's the way it is, because
Right.
that never really goes well.
Never. And that goes for both ways. It's no one likes to be ordered about when they're at home.
No,
You get
guys
enough of
don't
that
like-
at work.
Yeah, you don't like bossy women at home either, do you? Like, I mean, really, you don't want them lording it over you either way. Nobody likes that. Humans
No.
don't like that. It doesn't matter, man or
Doesn't
women.
man or woman, nobody likes that. That's just a load of crap. And to think that someone is beneath you just because they're lacking something or because they have something more than you do, that's just a load of crap.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Complete and utter poop. And anybody who thinks that way is a grub muffin. So may I
That's
have a
right.
grub muffin, please?
That's right.
I was ready.
Available in the show store and t-shirts right now.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And hoodies too. I might get a hoodie for fall. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I did get one already.
Awesome.
Yeah. They're
Get
really
ahead
high
of a
quality
grubby.
too. Yeah.
They are.
We did
really
pick
nice.
we picked the higher quality stuff. We didn't pick the real cheap crap. So they're good stuff too.
Exactly.
Really good.
Exactly.
Get a grubby.
Exactly.
Did you want me to open that Reuters
yes, please.
yeah, where they go into him being under house arrest and stuff?
Mhm.
Yes, please.
Mhm.
All
That
right.
would be brilliant. Yes, thank you. Okay, this one says influencer Andrew Tate to stay under house arrest, court rules.
Mhm.
This is in Bucharest. Internet personality Andrew Tate will remain under house arrest in Romania for another 30 days from the end of June, pending trial on charges of human trafficking, a Bucharest court ruled on Friday. Tate was indicted on Tuesday along with his brother Tristan and two Romanian female suspects for human trafficking, rape, forming a criminal gang to sexually exploit women. They are under house arrest pending an investigation into abuses against 7 women whom prosecutors say were lured through false claims of relationships, accusations the suspects have denied. The 4 suspects were held in police custody from December 29th until March 31st before a Bucharest court put them under house arrest, which prosecutors on Tuesday sought to extend. The Tate brothers are citizens of the United States and Britain. Andrew Tate is... Yes.
I thought they were Romanian citizens.
No,
Okay.
I guess they're just permanent residents. I don't know.
Oh, I guess. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Mm,
So that's good. They might even be deported afterwards.
I would hope
Woohoo.
so.
I hope so
Yeah.
too. Where are they going to go?
Well, I'm going to have to ask you, where was
Uh-huh.
their connection with Britain? Are they American?
I'm not sure.
No, they do have Britain residency because the civil lawsuit for 4 of the women who are victims mentioned here that's where the civil suit is being filed in the UK. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yep.
And so they would have to be citizens there, and he would have to be a citizen there to go under the charges there.
Exactly. So Andrew Tate, a self-described misogynist, built up a following of millions on social media, promoting his own lavish lifestyle in posts, which critics say denigrate women. The court needs to approve preventative restrictive measures, such as house arrest, every 30 days. It held a hearing on Wednesday and said it would rule on Friday. We're not the first affluent, wealthy men who have been unfairly attacked, Tate told reporters on Wednesday after the hearing. I love this country and I'm going to stay here regardless, no matter what, and I look forward to being found innocent at the end of everything. The trial will not start immediately. Under Romanian law, the case gets sent to the Bucharest court's preliminary chamber, where a judge has 60 days to inspect the case files to ensure legality. Trafficking of adults carries a prison sentence of up to 10 years, as does rape. Prosecutors also said they were investigating the 4 suspects in a separate ongoing case on allegations of money laundering, witness tampering, and child and adult trafficking.
Now,
Oh,
those
yes.
have even more severe penalty there. The
Wow.
witness
Yes, they
tampering
do.
alone, they just started like a whole new commission on that because it was pretty prominent in Romania, and that's how this DOCTII department kind of like found its roots. But the child,
Exactly.
if they find out that any of the women that they brought over was underage by any state, whether the United States, the UK, or Romania, where it happened, it's going to be really bad.
And
Really,
and
really
and
bad.
these years that
Yeah.
they're talking about are all going to add up.
Well, yes, because just along with the rape and the human trafficking, they both have 10 years and they can just get 20 because if they can prove both happened, they get separate sentence for both. At least here in the States, that's how they add them up, you know? Like if you get conspiracy into crime, they just add them together and they can go one after the other instead
Yeah.
of together. You know, like instead of just serving your 10 for each one at the same time, it would be 10 and then the other 10 and then the other 10, you know. on top.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, up here in Canada, I know I've heard this repeatedly in the news, but the judge can decide if they're going to let you serve time for different crimes charged at the same time concurrently or long way, one after
Like
the other, consecutive,
sub-
right?
yeah, consecutive or subsequently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like after that. Yeah. Same thing here
Exactly.
in the United States. It depends on the sentencing, regulations in regards because each state is different. Each county can, court district can be different.
Right.
So yeah.
You think they'll take their bodyguards with them to prison?
I'm wondering like who's paying those bodyguards because they, where's the money coming from? What are they worried about?
Exactly.
And because they're saying it was a gang-like enterprise, like kind of alluding to black market type things in human trafficking, perhaps there are others involved that just don't want them to talk. Like, they had 6
Mhm.
bodyguards there. Maybe they don't want it to go to court. Because I can't
Exactly.
imagine there's just 4 people, could, I guess you could with just 4 people, but it just seems like it might be bigger than that, the way the charges are coming out.
Exactly. I love some of the things in here. This is so funny. Crazy Cat 1 says Tate has more skid marks in his pants than the M25. Ernie Matthews says Tate is aggravated hemorrhoids. And 78 Money Pit says has a good point. I bet you he's floating in a pool drinking smoothies right now, and I'm sure he is, but it won't last long. But yeah, he's a misogynistic boxer. That's what he is. I think he's been banged on the head a few too many times.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Not
Yeah.
enough.
Not enough.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he's because he's
Yeah.
still talking, so it's not enough. Like,
Yeah.
maybe they need
Woo.
to stop banging him on the head and stop popping him in the mouth. I don't know. That'll be better.
Exactly.
It's amazing. It's amazing how a lack of gray matter inside the cranial cavity spurs people on to talk more. Why don't they just shut up so we don't know they're stupid?
I don't know. I don't-
Exactly.
I'm staying muted.
yeah. And I would say, like, it is dumb that he got caught. Like how he thought, it's kind of arrogant to think that he would get away with it. But the way that he built the MLM part, like the pyramid scheme here with social media, was quite clever, actually, quite genius, because it is going to be more difficult to get pulled off all the platforms because it was all these individuals doing it instead of him. So it took a lot longer. That's how he got so big. It took so long for it to be evident that it was all the same thing and he was in charge of it. And this is why it was happening. And even then, it's more, other people suffered more for it than he did.
Yeah.
Because his name is still out there. What he was off of YouTube and all of that for a little while, and Twitter, but he was still all over the internet with Hustlers, because most of it is just done on the internet with his website. That website was only gone for like a few hours, and it was up again because there was no legal way to keep it down until
right.
charges were pressed that he was scamming people or something, or that he was violating some law in the area. They could not really take it down just because they didn't like his hate speech.
And
They
that's
just
it too.
Mhm. I mean, they could prevent it from being on Twitter, or they could prevent him from talking about it on YouTube if they go after the other channels, but they could not take the actual link down for the website until it actually does a crime.
Yeah. Yeah, that's loophole time, right? Because, you know,
Mhm. Yep.
there's a lot of places to spread yourself if you play it that way, you know?
Mhm.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, should we? There were some questions in the chat about who he is. There is an
Mhm.
independent article about who he is and all you
Mhm.
need to know. Should we go into that so that people know who?
I think that would be
That's-
beneficial, and then
Okay.
maybe just finish up with the civil lawsuit, because that pretty much covers the whole enchilada, so to speak.
Absolutely. All right. So here we go. So who is Andrew Tate? Andrew Tate, the former kickboxer and social media influencer who gained notoriety over the years for peddling misogynistic views, has been charged with rape, human trafficking, and forming a criminal gang to sexually exploit women by Romanian prosecutors on Tuesday, the 20th of June. Tate and his brother Tristan are now under house arrest, along with 2 Romanian female suspects, pending a criminal investigation for abuses committed against 7 women, accusations that the pair have continued to deny. The trial will not start immediately because, under Romanian law, the case gets sent to the court's preliminary chamber, where a judge has 60 days to inspect the case files to ensure legality. The 4 were held in police custody from the 29th of December until the 31st of March before a Bucharest court put them under house arrest. Here's everything you need to know about the controversial figure. Who is Andrew Tate? Emery
Wait.
Andrew. Oh,
Oh, Emery? Wait.
yes, he has an
I didn't know
actual
that.
first name. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that just. Well,
Now I
there's
understand why he's an angry asshole, you know.
You know how they say there's a silver lining in everything? Like, that's my silver lining right there. Okay.
Yeah.
That's my silver lining for the day.
That's
Emery.
that's why he
Wow.
grates on everybody, because he's named after sandpaper.
Yeah, like an emery board.
An
like
emery
a nail
board, yes.
file. Yeah.
Yes. And this is funny. So, yes, Emery Andrew Tate is a social media influencer and former kickboxer. Tate was born in the US but came to live in Britain when he was 4 years old. He is also the founder of Hustlers University, an online quote unquote academy where members pay a monthly membership fee in exchange for advice on how to make a passive income from several online industries. How popular is he, and does he have a girlfriend? Prior to being banned, Tate had a huge Instagram following
Hold on,
of
though.
4.
Amy, sorry, but can you call somebody who is a captive a girlfriend? Like,
Not really, no. I would say no, but to each their
ouch.
own.
Yeah,
Well,
okay, sorry.
he's got 7 girlfriends.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And-
At
and
least
actually,
that we know of.
at least 9, because the 2 women that were actually charged with him were supposedly romantically involved with them also.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's 4.5 each then.
I guess.
Exactly.
Share. Okay. Oh, I'll shut up.
Okay. Thank you. So prior to being banned, Tate had a huge Instagram following of 4.6 million. His popularity soared after videos of him began circulating on TikTok. At the time of writing, the hashtag hashtag Andrew Tate has accumulated 12.7 billion. That's with a B.
Oh.
Views.
Billion views.
Yep. 12.7 billion views.
You just made Dick weep.
Yes, you made him cry. Me too. So, Tate has been rumored to be in a relationship with Nigel Georgiana Manuela. He shared a photograph of himself and Nigel aboard a private plane on his Instagram in October of 2021. Flying in my jet with the only woman I trust. Magic powers, he captioned the post. Tate first joined Twitter in 2011, but was banned in 2017 for violating its terms of service. With tweets he wrote about violence against women. His account was reinstated in November of 2022 after Twitter's policy changed under Elon Musk, which promotes freedom of speech but not freedom of reach. Negative hate tweets will be maxed, deboosted, and demonetized, so no ads or other revenue to Twitter. You won't find the tweet unless you specifically seek it out, which is no different from the rest of the internet, Musk said. Tate is banned from several popular social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, but was reinstated on Twitter after Elon Musk took over the platform. Is Andrew Tate rich? Tate has previously claimed that he is the world's first trillionaire. This is yeah, exactly. This is completely unproven. He has different quote-unquote business ventures like Hustlers University, an online quote-unquote academy, where members pay a monthly membership fee. It is an online school that apparently helps people make money through 18 wealth creation methods, and reportedly has around 100,000 paying subscribers who are charged around $49 a month.
What?
Yep.
Even Netflix doesn't charge that.
You know what, Amy? The woman that they mentioned as being the girlfriend, the reason I couldn't find out who that was is because she goes in the documentary by the name Georgina. That is the assistant that is charged. The woman he says he trusts more than anything. She's the one charged with him in Romania. She was in the documentaries, both of them. Only she was called Georgina. And I just saw an article that actually, because I searched the name, that actually linked her to it. Nigel is Georgina in the documentary. So
yes, she is. So there we go.
He followed his program then, the one about Loverboy, like get your first woman to sell it to everybody else. Apparently he did.
There she is.
She took it and ran, baby.
Yeah, she did. So yeah, that's a good chunk of income. I mean, and all he has to do is just have those stupid videos where he incriminates himself, and that's pretty much all you got to do. For $50 a freaking month. Oh my God.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah. You know, like, I'm sorry, but that makes me just want to shut my brain down that many people would sign up for that price to listen to that fuck. You know,
not only that, they promote it and they get a percentage of everybody else who signs up. Like, it's wild.
It is.
Yeah. They listen to it, agree to it, and then promote it to other people to get them on board. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah. This is crazy. Okay, so he also sells digital products and access to private communities on his website. In an interview with The Mirror in March, Tate and his brother Tristan revealed they run an adult webcam business which employs lingerie-clad models to have chat sessions with men. During the chats, which are charged at $4 or £3.30 an hour, the models tell male callers about fake sob stories. The brothers admitted that the operation was a total scam, but they are protected by 2 lines in their terms and conditions.
Oh my God.
Tristan said, "One is broadcasting is for entertainment purposes only. That means if a model says she has a sick dog or a sick grandma, it doesn't have to be true. The next is that all cash given to models is a voluntary sign of gratitude for their time broadcasting."
Huh?
Wow.
Well, apparently, I would say the Romanian authorities.
That's a new way to
disagree.
say it, isn't it, Amy? That was
That's
a
creative.
take on it.
Is
That's
that-
quite
is that-
creative.
Is that his
It's
girlfriend
very
on the
creative.
right?
Piers Morgan, yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Okay. So now we go to the controversy surrounding him, which could get interesting. Okay. In 2016, Tate was booted from the 17th season of Big Brother after just 6 days after a video surfaced showing Tate hitting a woman with a belt. In a statement, Tate and the woman in the video both said the actions in the video were consensual. Tate has been the subject of much criticism in recent weeks, primarily for his views on women, which have been denounced as misogynistic. In one video, in which he is seen discussing feminism, Tate said women should shut the fuck up, have kids, sit at home, be quiet, and make coffee.
Oh.
Yeah. He's such a sweet man. Some of his most viral videos see him expressing opinions such as women can't drive, that men can cheat but women can't, and that 18-year-old women are more attractive than 25-year-olds because they've been through less. Well, your name, Dick.
I'm sorry, but I'm in my 50s, and the difference between 18 and 25 is unnoticeable for the most part. They're just younger girls than me. What the hell?
I know. This is all just complete insanity. It's just, yeah. Yes. And some of it, yes. So on the 29th of December, 2022, Tate hit out at climate campaigner Greta Thunberg in a tweet asking her to offer her comments on the carbon emissions of his cars. I have 33 cars, he claimed, before listing the specifications for his fleet of Bugatti and Ferraris. This is just the start, Tate 36 announced. Please provide your email address so I can send a complete list of my car collection and their respective enormous emissions. Tate's attempt to bait Thunberg into a conversation about the environmental impact of his many vehicles resulted in the climate campaigner responding publicly on Wednesday, the 29th of December. In the reply, Thunberg replied with a brutal response. Yes, please do enlighten me. Email me at smalldickenergy@getalife.com.
She did good, though. She did good.
She done good on that one. I loved it. I just absolutely. So
wait, that's my email.
Yeah, you must have been popular for a little while there with the Twitter.
Yeah, you must have.
I wonder what.
Did you get a lot?
Yeah.
And did you get a list of cars? But yes. Tate later responded, "How dare you?" On the 29th of December, reports emerged that Tate had been detained in Romania on suspicion of human trafficking, rape, and forming an organized crime group, prosecutors said. The siblings have been under a criminal investigation since April, it was reported. Prosecutors said they had found 6 women who claimed to have been sexually exploited by the suspects. Authorities allegedly used Tate's social media post in which he ridiculed the Romanian pizza chain Jerry's Pizza to confirm he was in the country. It is speculated that the arrest may not have happened if he had not posted a comeback video to mock Thunberg on Twitter. On the 30th of December, Thunberg responded to the news that their online spat had aided in Tate's arrest. The climate activist wrote on Twitter, "This is what happens when you don't recycle your pizza boxes." It was cute. The whole exchange was funny. It was good.
Put your pizza on a plate, you idiot.
Yes, exactly. Just recycle the damn boxes. But
Savage.
They already knew where he was, obviously, but it was just funny. And it was perfect timing is all it was. So, which social media platforms have banned him and why? TikTok has confirmed it has permanently banned an account belonging to Tate as part of an ongoing investigation to remove content that violates its policies. Misogyny is a hateful ideology that is not tolerated on TikTok. We have been removing violative videos and accounts for weeks, and we welcome the news that other platforms are also taking action against this individual, a spokesperson told The Independent. However, most viral videos of Tate on the platform are shared by fan pages and other users. TikTok said it is using technology to remove duplicated clips of Tate's content from the platform altogether and is reviewing new content as it is shared. Tate has also been removed from Facebook and Instagram. A spokesperson for Meta confirmed to The Independent that Tate had been banned from both platforms for violating its policies. citing the company's guidelines on dangerous individuals and organizations. So, what have people said about him?
I can think of a few words.
Exactly. Yeah, the extent of Tate's influence became evident earlier this week when radio presenter and TV personality Abby Chatford revealed she has been receiving abusive direct messages from Tate's fans. In an appearance on the Australian talk show The Project, Chatfield said she had firsthand experience of how Tate's views are influencing young boys. I'm getting DMs from what appears to be early teen boys saying, I hope Andrew Tate destroys you. I also get comments calling me Abby Tate, comments on TikTok especially. That's where it's really rife. In a statement to The Independent in response to Chatfield's comments, Tate said, everyone is entitled to an opinion, and open discourse is very important for society to find the truth. I receive 10,000 hateful messages a day from her fans also. She has caused me more hate than I have ever caused her. Truthfully, I wish nobody received any hateful messages at all and we could discuss issues openly without fear. I wish her the best in all aspects of her life. Interesting.
I
I doubt that, but it's like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what have women's groups said about him? In November of 2022, White Ribbon, a charity that works to end male violence against women, raised the alarm that Tate's videos could have a concerning effect on young boys and men. The organization also called on TikTok to remove content about Tate from its platform. Men and boys regularly watching and listening to negative presentations of masculinity may begin to adopt these attitudes and behaviors, believing that they are acting as the ideal man, the charity told Mail Online. This relates to being seen as tough, aggressive, and suppressing emotion. These traits feed into gender norms, what quote unquote being a man and being a woman is. Gender inequality is a direct result of traditional and negative stereotypes, which confine women's and men's roles in society. They continued, not only does this create a lot of pressure on men and boys, often affecting their mental health and self image, it also creates dangerous cultures and environments for women and girls to exist in. Sexist and derogatory comments exist on the same spectrum as controlling behavior and physical and sexual violence, which creates environments where men go on to murder women. In a statement to The Independent in response to White Ribbon's statement, Tate claimed that he makes many videos praising women.
Oh yeah, there's that's
I'm
a
sure
perfect
he
spot
does.
to end his bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So, very interesting.
But I got a couple of comments on that, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
Now, my daughter has had a few boyfriends in her time, and none of them follow Andrew Tate, as far as I know, and a lot of them turn out to be utter dicks without his help.
Exactly.
So yeah, Andrew Tate isn't. I think we've got to be careful, not to just bring Andrew Tate up every time a guy is a dick. We have got a history of being dicks. Speaking as a man, we're great at it. It's one of the best things, the best qualities we've got is being dicks. Well, because we have one, I suppose. But yeah, no, but I'm going. Never mind all that. But yeah, no, it's bit shit. But also, I just want to comment on the thing that the Greta Thunberg was pretty stupid about her kind of like dig at Andrew Tate about what's your fleet of cars, what's the environmental impact. It's not like he had all his cars sitting there ticking over all the time. They're sitting in a warehouse and he's sitting there polishing them and sitting in the seat and going brum brum brum. He can't afford to drive a Bugatti. But that was a bit of a stupid thing, but
he's the one who put that out there. Like, it wasn't her coming at him about it. He actually put that out there. Like, Greta, talk to me about my Bugatti. Like my Bugatti, while he was taking pictures in front of it. Like, he
Wasn't
actually
getting enough attention.
Yeah. Well, to what you said, Dunk, I actually agree, because the scary part about him is not that I don't blame him for this culture that exists like this. That was there before. I definitely recognize it, lived through it. I get it. what I actually think is scary is that he was smart enough to weaponize it and make millions and millions of dollars with it and promote it to such an extent to make him look like he is actually saying, this is how you can actually, we're right, you're all wrong. Don't listen to what they say about being treated equal. Who cares if we gave them equal rights? Who cares, like, if we let them work now? They're still not. They're still not. They're still less than. And let me show you how you're going to make millions and prove it. And
Yeah.
that's the
Exactly.
dangerous part. I mean,
That's the danger.
that's the danger right there, is that he's enticing them with this luxurious lifestyle. When they look up at him, who doesn't want to be successful? And we all, like, as much as those cars might be endangering the environment, I don't care. A Bugatti is a sweet looking vehicle, a
Sure
Ferrari.
is.
Like even I can see the enticement of the
Um,
lifestyle he's putting out there.
Of course.
Fame, flying, jetting, beautiful women, cigars, scotch. Use him as a woman.
let me expand a little bit.
Mhm.
My daughter's ex-boyfriend, he was Romanian, right? Okay,
Mhm.
so there you go. That's not a good start, is it? And well, he I like one day I came to pick him up at the station, and he was standing. It was a big bloke. He was standing over. She's quite little, and he was like pretend shadow boxing over her, and I just pulled her to one side. I said, if I ever see him do that again, I will fucking floor him, and he's out the house. He's gone.
Mm.
And she kind of like stood up for him. Said, oh, he's just pretending. No, he was simulating beating the shit out of you, not
Mhm.
having it.
Right.
And it turned out that he spent his whole time gaslighting her,
Mhm.
talking,
Mm.
just bringing her down and all that kind of less than sort of stuff that you talk about.
Mhm.
And yeah, the fucker went. Now, the funny thing was, his dream job was to be a pizza delivery man, and he and
Wait.
he
Wow.
couldn't even get that job.
Wow.
High aspirations there for the
Yeah,
shadow box.
he couldn't even get that job.
Well, there
Wow.
you go. Now you know why he's like that's what they do.
Exactly.
When
He
they can't
should have
do for
listened to Andrew
themselves,
Tate.
right? When they can't do for themselves, they're always out there. There's the problem, and they're blaming it on somebody else. They got to make themselves feel
Exactly.
better by making somebody else feel less than. Like, and the one
That's what
thing
they do.
that I will agree that Andrew says is, like, you need to take care of yourself. Like, nobody's gonna care about you except for you first. Like, you got to care about you first. That goes for the men and the women too. Like, I'm glad that you said something to your daughter, because it's very dangerous to say something to a man like that first. Because as soon as you threatened him with how he was acting, then behind doors, she pays the price for it because he
Exactly.
thinks she's
Yeah.
not going to say anything. So you did the right thing there. Although after you talked to her, I definitely, me being from Jersey, I would have jacked him for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. No,
I would
I'd
say,
just like pin him against the wall.
let me show you how that shadow boxing really goes. Like, okay, like,
Yeah.
like, let me show you. But no, seriously, to threaten your child like that, you handled it well. I think I would have lost my cool for sure right out there in public. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have a super chat to get to real quick. We have one from Commander 401 for $5 American, says, nothing like an Eastern European prison to teach a douchebag how to be manly.
Mhm.
Perfect.
True.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Well, and see that.
I've always said it takes a real man to fuck another man.
Mhm. Mm.
Exactly.
Okay.
I do want to get in here too, because I do want to say, why I think Andrew Tate is dangerous and why people like him are dangerous.
Mhm.
It's because of the things he says. He normalizes these things. What he's doing and then he's pushing responsibility of, of crimes onto the victims. Like,
Mhm.
and he's just normalizing that behavior, and he's saying that this is okay. It's not,
Mm.
and no one is responsible for anybody else's behaviors. I don't care what anybody says. If you can't control yourself, that is definitely your issue. That's your problem. If you can't control
Mhm.
yourself and you feel you must hurt somebody, you know
Wow.
That's a you issue. I'm sorry, but it is. And it's
Mhm.
just it's something that you have to work on. It's not the victim's fault at all.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, but victims do blame themselves. Victims of domestic violence, victims
Mhm.
of sexual
Assault.
assault and rape, they do blame themselves, and they do for a long, long time. This
Mhm.
is what people don't understand, and it is generalized between the two, and it's
Yeah, but
sometimes for years and years.
someone like that is incapable to look back at themselves and say, "I'm doing something wrong." They're incapable of it.
Of course they are.
They're always going to be, "Well, I was doing the
But
right thing."
You would hope
Mhm.
so,
You
because
would
like
hope so,
if they
but
know
yeah,
it's wrong and they're still doing it, like that's absolutely even worse. But you're
but
right
it's
about, and that goes for men and women too, about the shaming and the blame.
Mhm.
Um, it's almost human instinct to actually think, "What did I do to deserve this?" Like, and then just the less than thing, they just automatically less than. It must be something. I'm just not good enough. I did something wrong. What did I do? It's very common.
Mhm.
It's almost instinctual, actually, for
Yes, it
men and
is.
women. I've talked to men, in regards to covering Masterson and all. There was quite a few men that I had to speak with, that had gone through some things, and absolutely they felt the same way as the women, as far
Yes,
as
they do.
blaming themselves. Why is she treating me like that? Men that have been beat and abused or
Mhm.
gaslit, like Dunk said. There's so many ways to mistreat a human and make them feel less than.
Absolutely.
You don't have to be bigger and stronger. You just have to be rotten and a
Yeah, you do.
bully and
You do.
abusive. Like, the women do it to men also. There's quite a few cases of that. I hear about it all the time. I have brothers, I have friends, you know,
Absolutely.
even partners who have told me about other relationships that they had. It is horrible to
That were
treat
abusive. Yeah,
somebody like that.
it is. No matter who you are, as humans, humans abuse other humans at times, and
Hmm.
it's just taking gender completely out of it.
Hmm.
Yes, both sides do it, and yes, I'm not denying that at all, and I never
Hmm.
have. But what it does to a person
Hmm.
when that happens lasts a lot of the times for a lifetime.
It does. It,
And
it does.
it's the most one of the hardest things to get over, and the hardest thing to do is to stop blaming yourself for it.
Hmm.
It's very hard. It takes a lot of work. And so when you have someone like this asshole spreading this kind of thing out there, it not only does it does it well, it's I'm looking for the right word here. It makes it just reaffirms what you think about yourself, as you faulting yourself for what happened. Not only that, it spreads the message too that you're not completely responsible for what you're doing to these other people.
Hmm.
That is dangerous. I don't care what anybody says to me. They will never convince me otherwise, because it's dangerous. They're saying that, well, if you hit her, well, you're partially not responsible for that. She may have borne some responsibility for that.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
to that,
Yeah,
I say, fuck you. So, yeah.
exactly. That's why the
So,
statement
yes,
he made was so dangerous and got such pushback.
exactly.
People
Because
were
so many
really
people are
upset.
following it.
Yeah,
Yes,
people were
including
upset.
me.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes, including me. I'm one of those people who's very upset about what I've seen on here and on with him, and
Hmm.
it's disgusting, and it's
When he
angers me.
when he told women to take responsibility for their rapes, that they needed to take some accountability for their own rapes, I was very pleased to see mass media come out well hard on him everywhere, and most of them were male journalists that came out really like said, "Are you kidding me? Like, are you actually kidding? Like, did you actually saying that?" It is just,
Mm,
no, dude, like, no. Yeah, just.
exactly. So I just need to grab the super chat really quick before we do our closeouts and everything. It's for £10 sterling from our very own M2M. Hello, Matt. Maybe a time in prison would turn Tate gay. Now, wouldn't that be a thing?
What's this turn talk? Nobody talks to like that big a game and they ain't, anyway. Just
It wouldn't make any
Exactly.
difference.
Thank you so much.
He
did I
he
actually say that? Ooh.
he would just start abusing people of his same sex. It's
It
not.
would,
It wouldn't
yeah.
change him.
Yeah.
Mm,
Sadly.
yeah, no, I don't.
Oh, exactly. So- but yeah, well, and a golf is right. A golf Twitler, I love that name. That's funny. Said they will blame virtually every rape victim, and see that's my issue. You know how
You know,
long
that still
and
goes
hard
on.
people it does, and it
Yeah.
always will, sadly. And
I'm
it's
covering
just-
trials where it's just part of the defense automatically, even though there's laws against it, and they just like, well, what did you say? What did you do? You know, why didn't you report this? Why didn't you say this? Did you fight? Did you scream? How loud did you scream? Like those are the questions,
oh
and
yeah,
they get away with it. Yeah.
and then you know it's. I'm sure that's hell to go through, and that's why a lot of people don't report because they don't want to have to go through that, and they know what it could do to them, especially if they live in a small town and have their
Those-
reputation damaged. And
Yeah.
Yep. Well, those statistics
It's
are
hell.
astronomical. You're talking 85% of rape victims do not report.
exactly,
Don't. They don't.
They
And that
don't.
goes for men and women. It's
'Cause
even
it-
higher with men
it's
because
even
they-
higher with men, and
men
it's even
because-
worse for
yeah.
them.
Mhm.
It's even worse for them because of what
Yeah.
society will do to them as well.
Yeah.
It's sheer hell, and it's ridiculous that people have to go through that.
Mhm.
It's yeah, it's a shame. It really is a shame, and it's and that's why not so much believe everybody and everything they say, but just trust but verify. What's the harm in that? Yeah, exactly. It's just, yep, Money Pit is right. Actually, and it's actually worse for men, and I feel for them because I can't imagine what that must be like.
Their peer pressure alone is much more than a woman could always go to another woman and try to talk, not always getting,
Exactly.
the right kind of support. But with a man, I think it would be much tougher. At least from what I've been told by other men, like you're not going to go and say, because they're going to go, are you kidding? They did what to you? Who did that? Like, she did what? Really?
Yeah.
And what are you complaining about? Like, that's the thing. It's almost a standard answer. What are you complaining about? Like, she did what to you? Against your will? What? Yeah.
So you can just
Yeah.
imagine.
They kind of laugh it off,
Yep.
and
Yep.
but still,
Mhm.
anybody invading anyone's personal space uninvited is wrong
Absolutely.
for any
No
reason.
matter who you are, it goes back to take gender away completely, 100%.
Mhm.
It's just a humanity thing. I mean,
Mhm.
that's how you have to look at it. It's just that's it. So, but this has been an excellent show tonight, and I know that there are some people who have to cook some din din for their kiddos. So I figure we'll go ahead and do a
time.
and I'll do a very quick good night to everybody. But I just wanted to say thank you to everyone in the chat for coming. Thank you so much, and thank you for all the interactions and for putting up with us talking about Andrew Tate again. So, but we just had to get the message out that this kind of messaging that they send out is very dangerous and everything like that. So thank you to you guys for that. I want to thank the panel for coming as well. And thank you for helping out with this show and everything. And we appreciate everything you do. And lastly, I do want to thank the mods in the chat. You've done an excellent job tonight. And most of all, I want to thank CF Beauty for helping out and doing all of the hard work that she does every time for every show. So
She's awesome.
thank you so much. She's amazing.
Mhm.
So thank you very, very much. And
Send kisses, everybody.
yes, exactly. Kisses and
Great
hugs,
discussion.
please.
Yep.
Yeah,
great.
thank you. So this was an excellent show, and I want to thank you all too. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a great evening. Good night.
Good night,
Bye,
all.
everybody.
Bye.
Oh my God.
Go home. Go.